is my hairline? Oh, wherever my hairline's going, I hope it's happy. Brianna's here guest starring because I feel weird being on camera by myself. Look at her. Isn't she cute? Like this video if you think Brianna's cute. I'll like it because I think she's cute.
Oh, I think you're cute.
This is like a mix of classics with Christy and Tea Time with Hannah with salt. I don't normally talk about books or movies or stuff because I have negative opinions and people don't want to hear them. Go watch any video that features Felicity Smoke and you'll see my opinions and people's reaction to it. I love being called a cunt on the internet. I don't even like that word. Blah. But thank you. And I will continue to be one because that's who I am. On to my behavior. One of my all-time favorite book series, actually that's maybe a stretch. The first few books are my favorite, then it just got real bad and like, please stop doing what you're doing, is Maximum Ride. If you don't know what Maximum Ride is, it's a series by James Patterson, and it is about experiments on like humans and test tube babies and kind of stuff like that. They're like bird people. They have giant wings. They're not angels. They're humans with experimented on to have wings. It's a fun series. Max is super kick-ass. All the rest of her flock is amazing. Like, I love the books. They're fun. They're obviously for like 7th graders because that's when I read it, and I was like, this is awesome. And then like older me is like, wow, this is so cheesy. But at the same time, I still love it. Recently, the Maximum Ride movie came out. I didn't know about it until I was on Netflix just a week or two ago, a few weeks maybe. And I saw a while ago on Twitter that Jenna Marbles wanted to produce a Maximum Ride movie, and I was like, please, that would be amazing. We have the CGI for it. Like, we now can make people have giant wings. Like, the biggest wingspan I think is 17 feet? I'm not quite sure. Fang or Iggy has the biggest wings. So we get the CGI, like, we're evolved, it'd be great, but no, I didn't get my wish. Well, we did get the movie, but it's not the movie that we all deserved and wanted. If you remember the Flock family, you probably disliked the movie if you're my age. If you're younger, then you're like, yes, yes, bitch, this was amazing. No, if you didn't, like, if you loved the books, you're kind of like, ugh. And I know that no book to movie ever really works out unless it's Holes. Like, Holes was the perfect book to movie. This surpassed Percy Jackson and Aragon for how bad the adaptation was. First off, Max. Max is the main character. Her name is Maximum Ride. She has another last name, but I don't remember what it is. But Max is the main character. She is in the first book, which is where the movie takes place. She's 14 years old. And I get that, like, you should, like, kind of age up characters, because otherwise it just gets kind of awkward. And, like, if you want to do future ones, you can't really do much with, like, because 14-year-olds, they age, like, puberty. Look at the Peter Pan movie and you can watch Jeremy age 2 years. And it was like puberty age, so you notice the change so badly. So I get the whole like 14 years old. So the age dropped to 16. She's played by this YouTuber, I believe, named, or Instagram star, or whatever she is. But she's not like actually an actress. Well, she is an actress, but she's not a well-known, like, been around Hollywood a few times, not that way, actress. So, and I get why they probably picked her because Jenna Marbles produced it and Jenna's a YouTube person. She probably liked how she looked. But anyway, Allie Marie Evans, beautiful. Had the makings to be a great actress, but not Max. She's not Max. She is paler than me. She has platinum blonde hair. Here's why I have a problem with that. Max is half Latina. Max should have more color to her skin. And I'm not saying that she's supposed to look super Hispanic or super white, whatever, but she's supposed to look at least like she could be half. She's just not supposed to look like an albino. She's described in the books as having tanner skin, and she's also does not have her platinum blonde hair. She doesn't have like this kind of blonde hair until I think the 3rd book maybe, but she just does not look the way she looked in the movie. Also, she had painted nails, she had painted toenails, she had her hair all cut like super like Tumblr-y. Max lived in a house by herself after growing up in a weird experiment institute thing for all her life. She doesn't care to impress anybody.
Like their ice cream.
Ice cream has arrived. Thank God.
And we got sprinkles on both.
Yay! Just the whole look of Max, like, she looked like she fell out of not Hot Topic. She looked like she fell out of Forever 21, kind of like hipstery Rue 21 magazine, catalog, whatever. She had, like, I get the costuming choices for some of their tops, because they had kind of tops like this. And they have wings, and their wings fold into their back. I'll get to the wings in a second. Their wings fold into their back against their body, and they're supposed to, you can still see them, which annoyed me about the CGI. It's like, it's really hard to CGI folded up wings in the back, but I could get the function of the shirts like this. She had a shirt like this, but even more like down the side. Yes, Hannah, you got me this bralette. And she had kind of shit like this, like where you could Your wings could fly out easily. That was hilarious.
I'm trying so hard to be quiet and like not open it.
Go ahead. Yeah! The sound of love. So I could get some of her fashion choices, but they did not need to be fashionable. None of them cared. On to the next character. Nudge. Nudge is a little girl. I think she's around 12 years. She's 12 years old. They got her ethnicity right, which was very important. She's a beautiful and powerful black 12-year-old. This actress was definitely like 18 years old, I think 16-year-old. They aged her up way too much. She looked older than Max. She's supposed to be younger than Max because Max is like the mom big sister of the group. Nudge also had a blowout. These kids live in the middle of nowhere up in an isolated mountain mansion thing. She would have beautiful curly hair. She's supposed to have big, beautiful curly hair. She's not supposed to have a blowout. Max, I forgot to touch on Max's personality. I'm gonna go back and do their personalities. Anyway, she was super fashionable, even though Nudge isn't supposed to be super into fashion until the second book when they become normal kids and live in society. That's some good shit right there. Anyway, on to Iggy. Iggy, he's like 6'2". He is also supposed to be 14. Understandable why he wouldn't be 6'2" yet, but he's also supposed to be really tall. He's also supposed to have shaggy blonde hair, be super lanky, like he's a giant giraffe. If you want a really good example of Iggy, see like Stormbreaker. What is that Alex Pettyfer series?
I am number 4.
Not that one. When he was younger. What's that Alex Pettyfer movie that's like, he's a spy? It's not I Am Number 4. He was like 15. Look up Stormbreaker and see if that's actually a thing. But
Magic Mike!
no. Think Alex Pettyfer when he was not a sex object. God, Alex Pettyfer's so creepy though. Okay, he's supposed to be tall, lanky, pale as me. A character that's actually supposed to be pale as me. Tall, lanky, blonde dude. And he has big, blue, cloudy eyes because Iggy is blind. Their Iggy was short, shorter than Fang. He had short brown hair that like spiked up. He's kind of chubby. I kind of wish they had found a blind actor because this actor didn't know how to be blind, I suppose. Like, he looked directly at people, and I get that blind people can like look at people, but he just looked like directly at them, like he was making eye contact with them. Like, I don't think that's how that works. I'm sorry if this actually offends people. I'm sorry, I'm not very good with wording. But it was just, he didn't portray Iggy very well with the looks and the way he was dressed. Not good. They dressed like they were dystopian, like Abercrombie models. It was very weird. On to Fang. Fang is the one I have probably the biggest problem with. Fang's look is so just a part of him. He's supposed to look mysterious and tall. He's supposed to also be like over 6 feet. He's also supposed to be 14. The actor who played him, I think, is in his late 20s. Don't want to talk about it. Anyway, Fang in the books is described basically to look like Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender. But if you could imagine him without his big scar and longer hair. He has shaggy black hair, dark brown eyes, which is unlike Zuko, but he has dark brown eyes, olive skin. And I'm pretty sure, it's never confirmed, almost sure, actually I'm very sure that Fang is supposed to be a person of color. They had a scrawny, blonde, short-haired, blue-eyed dude who looked like he fell off of a... He looked like he fell out of like Men's Gap or something. He just did not look like Fang. He didn't look mysterious. He looked like a jock. He looked like he actually played a jock in a really shitty ABC Family movie called Christmas Cupid as Chad Michaelmore and Ashley Benson. I actually like it, but it's super cheesy and shitty. He played one of the boyfriends of Christmas Past. He was not a good Fang. Him and Max had weird sexual tension because they were played by young adults / pretending to be teenagers, and they are supposed to be 14. Their sexual tension is not touched on until they are older. God, they have a lot of it. The only character they got right appearance-wise was Gasman. Little Gazzy. He was a short little blonde kid who looked like he had the mischievousness, whatever the word is, of a Weasley. Loved it. Loved the character, loved how he looked. Just perfect. Anyway, the last member that for appearance-wise was Angel. Angel is supposed to be 5 years old. And I understand that 5-year-olds, like the child labor laws, you can only use child actors for certain, like, amounts of time. But Angel gets kidnapped in the first movie, so you don't need to see her that often. Like, you could literally put in a stand-in if you wanted to. But Angel is supposed to basically take Shirley Temple out of any of her movies and put her in this movie and put her in a little, like, put a bow on her head. Like, she's supposed to look like that. She's supposed to look like little Shirley Temple. She has blonde, beautiful ringlets, and she has big blue eyes, and her and Gazzy are the only ones who are actually blood related. But she also kind of looks like little Iggy's sister. But anyway, she's supposed to look like her brother. These two didn't really look alike. And she looked like Primrose Everdeen. Like, discount Primrose Everdeen. She had long, like, hair like mine, which was brown and golden, and just looked weird. And she didn't talk, and she was creepy. And Angel's supposed to be creepy. Angel's supposed to be cute, but also, like, kind of creepy. Kind of like a doll. Like, she's supposed to just, like, make you be like, oh, but also, like, the more you look at her, the more you're like, okay, this girl was just straight up creepy. Like, I think she could have crawled out of a well of a horror movie. Not that she was ugly, just she was that creepy. She wasn't cute at all. And the way she spoke wasn't, like, high-pitched and, like, she should be able to look like she could burst into animal crackers in my soup. Shirley Temple! They revived Peter Cushing from the dead. Can they bring back baby Shirley Temple to play Max, or play Angel in a movie? Now I go back and do personalities. Oh yeah, no, Ariel. I have to talk about Aries. I don't really have a problem about the minor characters' looks. Like, I never really thought about them much. Ella and Dr. Martinez looked like people of color, like they're supposed to be, because that's Max's family. Ari looks like a reject from the Twilight set, the werewolves. He is supposed to be a 7-year-old kid who got aged up by horrible experiments on his DNA, because they fucked him up. He looked more like how Fang should be, actually, with long hair and, like, looks like he could kill you, but also, like, super nice. I don't know. He didn't look nice, and he looked stupid. He had blackout contacts, big fangs that the actor could not speak through. Like, at all, he sounded like he had those plastic vampire teeth in, which I'm pretty sure he did. He did not look like Ari did. He also, the long hair, Ari has chopped hair. Ari doesn't have the time to take care of the, like, mane that this actor did. He has chopped, like, short, I think blonde hair like Max, like, or Max doesn't have blonde hair. She has goldeny, light brown hair. But anyway, because they're also siblings, so they're supposed to look alike. These two actors did not look anything alike, and it just, he just didn't look right. And he didn't look right as a kid. He looked like Ari to me as a kid should have been played by Finn Wolfhard. This kid looked like he should also be like, he looks like Adam Driver as a 10-year-old, but like not in a good way. It all looked wrong, and he didn't look like he was Jeb's son, and he's supposed to look like Jeb's son, and he's supposed to look like Max, and he didn't look right. Really weird. And now we go to personalities. Max was a bitch. Max was a stone cold, conceited little bitch. She's not supposed to be. She's supposed to be maternal, like kind of like firm with the flock, because she's the only one who like has any idea what's going on, but she's also 14, so she has no idea what's going on. But she was just so rude and like threatening to the other children of the flock. I mentioned the weird sexual tension with Fang, which isn't supposed to come out, and she was a lot more selfish than she was in the books, and I had a problem with that. I just didn't like it. She wasn't Max. Fang is supposed to be mysterious, kind of sarcastic, but also like a deep down caring dude. This guy was so conceited, so cocky, I wanted to hit him in the face. That wasn't Fang. I don't know who he was. His personality matched his look. Annoying jock who probably would suck his own dick if he could. God, I hated him. Iggy was not cooking in the first scene, which pissed me off. He's supposed to be like the second most mature person in the... he's probably the most mature. He wasn't cooking. He was being kind of a Debbie Downer, which isn't... He also wasn't super best friends with Gazzy like he is. Wasn't building bombs. Iggy is also a pyromaniac. There was no point where he was excited about pyromaniac. I think he scolded Gazzy for building a bomb at the dinner table. He would also be building a bomb at the dinner table. Actually, he'd be doing it under the table because Max would probably be like, no. Nudge was a little... she was worse than Max. She felt confined to the house, which they were not confined to the house. They could fly around, they could go hunt strawberries, which is where Angel was actually kidnapped in the book, but in the movie she heard voices and wandered out too far and got kidnapped. So, they weren't locked up, they weren't prisoners in their own house. And Max also seemed to think they were prisoners, so she's like, you can't go out. Nudge would not risk their lives also to go buy a fucking jacket. Also, what money are you gonna buy a jacket with, Nudge? You can't do that. That's not how that works. It's not how any of this works. But her personality, she was too angsty teenager. She's supposed to be a carefree 12-year-old who just kind of loves rattling people, but in a nice way. And she's not supposed to care about fashion until they go into the real world. But on Angel was creepy, but too creepy. She was not cute. I did not like her, and she did not speak. Angel's supposed to speak. They also excluded her talking dog, which I was very sad about. I know it looked ridiculous, but Total is very important to the story. Her little talking dog that she loves, and probably would have made her a likable character. Overall, I give that movie like 2 stars. Also, the wings were shitty. I have a lot of problems. I don't even want to talk about the plot. I'll get angry. That is the end of my maximum ride rant, because I will get angry. If you want a full in-depth one, leave a comment and I'll do it on my channel.